Alright, y'all. More creepy and funny videos for y'all. It's gonna be a good compilation. Let's get right into it. Ancient electricity, power of the snake.
We gotta talk about this. This is a dry river in India, and it revealed these stones, these ancient carvings in the stones. These carvings are called lingams, and in the Hindu tradition, they are very significant to their religious practice. These are in the Shamala River. Probably butchering that name, sorry. The pointy part is the lingam. The base is the yoni. You often see these with snakes around them, and sometimes even with bulls around them. Some of these are absolutely massive, and some are carved out of multi-ton, single-piece rocks. When they're inside of temples, you can often find them under these decorative ceilings. But if you find many of them in the wild, they look decapitated. So my man Praveen has done some investigating. Follow him on YouTube if you're not. A recent temple excavation revealed this. Underneath the lingam was specific metals in a specific configuration. They also found these iron spatulas that conveniently never rust. Here is what was underneath that lingam. Inside that pot is rice husk. So Praveen recreated this experiment and used a silver rod and an iron rod in the rice husk in a pot, and it created electric current. Putting a bunch of these together, he could light up an LED. Now, lingams are not exclusive to India. They're found all over the world, but I want to focus on Egypt. India and Egypt were close. Now, these are going to make a lot more sense. If you do a quick search for the Baghdad battery, we got to talk about this. This is...
Yeah, I'm saying that we really got a lot of energy on this planet that's like there to help us, man. And it's everywhere, man, you know? It's just crazy that we gotta pay for it, you know. We gotta pay every month for some stuff that's free, and it's free, like free energy everywhere, man. And we're paying for it every month, right? It's crazy. That's why we gotta get to the point where we just learn more stuff about this and just create our own environment for real. We just gotta get started. That's it. That's all I can say. We gotta get started somewhere. We gotta start somewhere. Somebody gotta do it. Because we got people that's living in a van. We got people that's actually living off the grid, you know? If they can do it, we can do it also. We just gotta, learn. This statement made the judge take a break. Knowledge is power. Tap in.
So I heard this argument in court today. The man didn't have a driver's license, and he said that it is against his constitutional rights for the state of Texas to give him a job and not pay him. And the judge was confused. He said, "What are you talking about?" He said that the driver's license is for a commercial operator's license. So if I have to have this license, then I am employed by the state, and the state is not paying me. I have to drive someone everywhere they need to go, and I'm not getting paid for it, but I'm required to have a license so I can charge. I am being extorted to perform a job for the state for free. I have to have this license to drive a vehicle, but I am not being paid to drive the vehicle, even though I have to have the license to take this vehicle everywhere I need to go. Under the freedom to travel, anything that is a right cannot be a privilege, because privileges can be revoked. Well, you have turned the right of travel into occupation, and you're not paying me for it. The judge said he had to get back to him on that, and I was like, I ain't never heard it argued like that.
Driver's license is one of the major instruments that is used politically to sustain slavery. When they gave you that driver's license, it was to incorporate you as a corporate person, was not an instrument for identification. It has a picture that represents you, and then it has some phonetic writing on the front that sounds like the name that you have, but that's not you. The picture can't represent you, and the name does not represent you. That name represents a private corporation, or what they call often a straw man too. You notice that grammatically it's incorrect. Why is it incorrect? You capitalize nouns. If you don't capitalize a noun, then it must not be a noun. But if all the letters are capitalized, it's not a proper noun, is it? is grammatically incorrect if it's directed at a person. Why do you think that was done? Do you think it's accidental? The fact that it expires proves what to you relative to identity? Does your identity expire? Well, why does your identity expire with the driver's license? Because it's not an identification. It's a proof of contract. It's a prima facie instrument used to regulate your economy. They listed you as Negroes, blacks, and colors as corporations and list you as foreigners, and that your working is a corporate activity for capital gains. By you being Smith, Jones, and Johnson, it automatically puts you as a ward of the state so they can impose upon you that license in the first place. You're actually paying a foreign European who you keep calling white and claiming him to be the sovereign of the land, which he's actually a foreigner, who lists you as a foreigner and then lists you as corporation under his name because you've been using his name and you ain't gave it back to them, which makes you legally bound to them. And then you made a contract of moving or driving in this artificiality. And they constantly charge you or make up laws to actually extort from you on a consistent basis. And when you don't pay them, they take back their property, which you turn around and list it and register to them in the first place.
I never understand why we even need a license, right? But yeah, I see now.
At this photo from 1813. It's the city of Krakow in southern Poland, flooded. But this flooding is not normal. It can happen after a hurricane or cyclone, but much bigger. Take a look at the surrounded building that is half submerged. The flooding has been so bad that other nearby buildings are almost completely submerged. So what could have caused this flood in 1813? It was caused by the Great Flood of 1802 following a 600-foot tsunami. And the photograph shows the waters receding 11 years later, and the buildings that were underwater beginning to appear on top. Some have doubts, saying that the camera was invented in 1839, how they photographed the flood of 1813. Well, the camera was invented long ago during the Tartars, and after Tartaria was decimated, destroyed by the Great Flood of 1802, the camera was just reintroduced by parts that control the world today. Look close.
Okay, let's see what's in here. Oh, it looks like a glass floor. Oh, yes it is. It's a glass floor. No, it isn't.
I was like, that would have been crazy fall. That would have been a bad man. Wow. That was a long way down, for real. Narcissist stole my heating.
Can't even make this shit up. This man took my heat. He took something out of here.
He took a pipe?
And now, I don't have no heat.
His reaction to her going out partying without him.
I have to sit with this open. Like, oh my God! I can't even make this shit up.
How do you charge your phone without electricity? No Grid Survival Project. I think everyone should have this book, man.
You didn't know how to charge your phone when there's no electricity. Watch, I got you. How to charge your phone when there's no electricity. How to get power to dead batteries. How to make your own wind turbine. How to store ammo. How to purify water. How to make Pelican. How to build a solar oven. EMP protection for your car and generator. How to make your own toilet paper. How to survive off the grid. No Grid Survival Projects. This is a fantastic resource to have, and I think everybody should at least have one copy of these inside their home. You never know when you may need this. I'll put the cheapest link that I can find to this book down below right here in the video so you can get one. Bet you didn't know how to charge your phone.
That's real. Everyone should definitely have that, for sure. It wouldn't be a funny video without a funny clip. You know, we're gonna throw the funny clips in there.
I was trying to see if you had a boyfriend. And also, could you give me a ride? It's cold. Yeah, I ain't got a car. But I got a job, though. But I ain't good at managing money, so I ain't got shit saved. But I can spend it on you when I do get it. Because, shit, I'm going to spend it anyway. I live down there in Somerville. It's about like 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Right now, I stay with my girlfriend, but she ain't got to know about us. If you got a boyfriend? I can't fight, but I got a gun. But I'm scared to shoot it, but I keep it loaded.
Bye.
I was...
Bro, at least you keeping it real, though. At least you keeping it real. Funny ass pops. He has a point, though. I see the
English language is stupid.
Now, for example, I brought my son over here to show you exactly how stupid the English language is. Say that word right there. Deborah. It's not Deborah. That's how stupid it is. It's not Deborah. No, it's Debra.
That's not huh?
Debra.
Debra?
Yeah.
How is that Debra?
Say that word right there. Zebra.
Zebra.
Exactly. Debra. I'll give you another example. What does that sound make?
Alright.
Say that word right there.
Unit. Wait. That don't make sense.
Right. Why is it not unit? Stupid. Now this next one gonna really mess you up. But we gotta do it. Say that word right there.
Hey.
Say that word.
Must.
We gonna put it together? Now say it.
Mustache.
Wrong.
What's wrong?
Yeah. That's mistake. Mistake.
Mistake?
Yes. English languages.
You got a point though. The English language is just it don't be making sense. They really don't. Then we have words that sound the same but spelled different. Like what? What is that? What is that?
Famous kite with a key on it in a thunderstorm until we had electric lights in 1890 was about 100 years. From about 1790 to 1890, about 100 years, we developed electric lights. You know, Ben Franklin wasn't technologically advanced in electricity or electronics. 100 years later, we've got computers in 1990. People before the flood were living to be 900 years old. Now picture a civilization in which people don't die for hundreds of years. You know, when I develop my knowledge, I have to write that down. From age 0 to age 30, I didn't accomplish anything in life. I'd never written a book. I'd never written anything down of any consequence. From age 30 until age 65, I have written, I couldn't count the number of books that I've written. I probably have 50 or 75 books. I wrote a lot of material. I write on legal subjects, and I have a lot of written material here. I teach school. I write most of the material that goes into my textbooks. My entire working career, everything that I have learned, everything that I have written down and preserved for the next generation had to have been done in about 40 working years. Can you imagine what I could accomplish if I could live to be 300 years old? Can you imagine how much I would write, how much I would know, how much I could disseminate to the next generation if I had 300 years to do what I've done over the past 40? It doesn't strike me as being preposterous that people before the flood had developed electricity and electric light bulbs. Hell, we did it in the last 200. Adam didn't even have children until he was 130. The guy lives to be, 930 years old. He could have done it by himself. Been reported that those people before the flood were smarter than we are today. Their IQs were better. I don't know that that's necessarily true, but I wouldn't doubt it. We're digging up now in archaeological digs, we're digging up the evidence that they had electroplating, for crying out loud. That's pretty significant metallurgy. And the Bible reports that they were artificers in brass and iron. Now, people that are artificers in brass and iron are advanced. They're ahead of casting cannon in sand, which is where we were with Columbus in 1500. So from 1500 to 2000, we had made gigantic strides in metallurgy. We were making railroad rails, building iron ships by 1900. There's an electric battery from ancient Babylon in the form of a clay pot, with an electrode down through the bottom which holds the acid inside, with an iron rod, copper cylinder, earthenware jar, copper disc, wire out the top, with a pitch collar and an unknown electrolyte. That's what they dug out back in the 1880s and then took it back to the British Museum. Didn't know what they had. You dig something out of the ground and you say, well, I don't know what this is. Take a look at human anatomy 100 years ago and say, well, these are vestigial organs. We don't know what a tonsil or an adenoid or an appendix does in the body, so therefore, because of our theory of evolution, we believe that these are vestigial organs. And so when I was a kid, they used to cut people's tonsils and adenoids out. I don't know how I survived it. We used to say, if God had intended, then he would have done. That was her old or mantra. If God had intended that, he would have done it. Every kid in school had his tonsils and adenoids removed. Now we find out it's a part of your immune system. One doctor reported he had never seen a case of a person who had tonsils and adenoids.
Yo, this is for educational purposes only, YouTube. But that is crazy. Like, why, if it was meant to be like that, God would have never gave us that. So That's crazy, man. That they even go back to it's actually for our immune system. So I never knew that too. How many of y'all knew that? I think I heard something about that though. Like, you don't supposed to get your tonsils removed. That's not good. But I didn't. Hey, you learn something new every day. He had accidentally calls the police while playing a video game. I killed 2 people. What?
Yeah, that was my bad. I was playing the game, and I butt dialed the phone. That was my bad. What? No. It's only me home.
Okay, so
That's
this was just
crazy.
an accident. You call 911. Did you say you killed 2 people or something like that?
Rainbow 16. I had my headset on.
Okay, how old are you?
17.
You're 17. Do you have a driver's license or no?
No.
Okay.
I don't have a driver's license.
Are you? Where's your parents at?
Work.
Okay. Do you want me to talk to your mom?
Yeah,
That's crazy. You're playing a game
Is this Elijah's mom?
and you do that.
Hey, so what happened is I guess he's saying that he was playing a video game and in the process of accidentally calling 911, he said that he killed 2 people, but he was talking about on the game. So we thought that there was a double murder, so we showed up to your house with a bunch of us. That's why we're here talking to your son, okay? So there's nothing to be worried about, okay? We're just trying to, we're just doing our due diligence here, trying to figure everything out and make sure that everybody's okay, because we have to do that when we get a 911 call.
Bro, that is funny, man. Like what? Hey, type UFO in the chat, man. You about to finna dive deep into this video real quick. It's like 6 minutes long, so if you watching this with me, type UFO in the chat for the comments.
If it's worth it.
Says we are exploring the secret underground.
Yeah. Just type in the other one. Well, actually, it's not bad. Can we not get down?
Definitely claustrophobic.
Bro, put your foot around there, yeah, you've got it. Wow, look at the silver on the roof as well.
Yeah. That's literally what we had to do. Look at the top. You have rocks just being stuck against the wall. This is probably one of the most difficult underground explorations I've ever done. Like going through that is so scary.
Bro, what are we doing right now?
I don't know, man. That completely caved in. There's so many writings on the walls, I wonder how far they date back. We're looking for the infamous red door. And this door leads to the underground Burlington bunker, supposedly.
It gets a bit sketchy around here. As you can see, there's not many tunnels. So we want to come up here to the cathedral. So east, northeast.
This would make me wonder, like, why do we have this type of stuff, right?
So we just made it to the cathedral. This is the nickname they give it. Because it's very tall, as you can see. And it kind of feels like you're inside a church or a cathedral.
Wow.
Whoa. Have you guys ever seen anything like that before? What's above us anyway? Is there a building above us?
No, it's somebody's garden apparently.
Someone's garden?
Yeah.
That is amazing. That looks so beautiful. I'm gonna take a picture right now.
This is a good site. Dang. Nice picture. Nice picture right there.
That's such a crazy entrance. Like now I feel like I'm just in Egypt. Carl, shine more to the middle. That is sick, bro. Looks like we're entering a lost civilization. Yo, people have been down here since 1959.
1950, yo.
Probably way more back then too. Map?
That's crazy.
Yeah. What happened to your map?
I've been eating it.
No, I'm being dead serious, bro.
It's been in my mouth. Should
Yo,
have a hole in the
is this
middle?
why
seeing
we're
stuff like this make me realize more and more that our planet is way bigger than what we think. Bro.
Us?
Yeah, it might be.
So right now we're missing some pieces of the map that we need to know.
Oh my god.
To get to the red door.
Yeah. Well, we'll have to just keep walking until we get out of these. Whoa.
Sure, this is the way, Matt.
Well, it's north-south, so it's going to, you know, north-south, we find some big easts. We're going to look for big easts.
God, how do we dodge this? I can't get my shoes even more wet. This is man-made. How they're blocked off.
Why?
Found some ancient slippers.
Can't invest right away.
Yeah. I've never seen sauce these big before. Oh, look, it's cutting through stone.
You used to have a piece of wood on each side, and you'd have.
They probably just trying to make it hot.
Pushing and pulling.
That's a lot of work.
Wow, there's a big well down here.
There's a well? Holy crap.
They're trying to make some fire or something.
Now that's a distance, boys.
Yikes.
Be careful though when you foot stick. You're right on edge.
Found some more ancient drawings. This one's dating back to 1865.
If you don't want to watch it, you can just skip ahead.
It's like pictures of horses.
If you are watching, type underground in the comments.
It says box, which is the area we're currently in. We are literally lost right now. We're heading to like a hallway that Weenie took a picture of already, so we know we're going the wrong way. And like, we've been down here for 3 hours.
What? Yeah, we're sake, we're coming.
We're now really getting aggravated.
So yeah, we're just in the crawling through space where we was before.
What?
We're going around in circles. Never seen any of these.
Electronic box, buckets.
We've not been this way before.
Yeah, so this is new. Thankfully we're seeing something new.
Oh yeah.
Okay guys, this is so weird. We just found a light at the end of the tunnel.
How's it shut?
Help!
Have some fresh air. Someone there.
They're looking.
We're not on this side, we're on this side.
You said that about 4 hours ago, Matt.
Yeah. There was an opening on the other side.
Yeah.
What do they be finding in these places?
I've been so wanting to get in, but they're locked in.
You don't want to. You don't want to get in.
You don't want to get in. It's dark and dingy.
How long have you been down there? Then?
4 hours.
I know, I've been in here before, and the thing is, we've taken a slight wrong turn. We've got a map, and we're just going to go down and get out now.
No, we're going to rescue us. I'd love a rescue though.
Yeah, I would love a rescue.
We haven't had the MOD out yet, then.
No. We've left a thing that if we don't contact anybody within 4 hours or something, they'll contact them. But the thing is, I know my way out. I've given tours in here for a long time, but I've been in here for about 5 years now, so getting a bit rusty.
We're heading out. Can't stay here for too long. I mean, we've been trekking for 5-6 hours almost.
Gonna stop down.
So I'm gonna put my.
Hopefully this clip doesn't get cut out. I feel like he's talking about meditation, mashing.
Oh, right. I've heard different.
There aren't that many.
He went to explore this abandoned boxing gym. A true visual of how fire the hair be. Let's see.
Yo, tell me how Ash is on fire today, bro. Close your mouth just to show them that your head is just literally steaming, bro. Yo.
That's crazy.
Yo, tell me.
How does ice freeze like this?
This one I've never seen before. Actual frozen waves, frozen ripples. That is completely insane. I'm kind of wondering how it even freezes like this. Wouldn't it just freeze still every time? But obviously this footage doesn't lie. It must have just been a severe drop in temperature or something of that nature. Very cool place. Don't go ice skating there though, but it's a 4 out of 5. This one I've never seen.
The energy you send out always come back. That's true. That's why you should just be calm, man. If somebody did you wrong, but they could just let them get their karma. That's all I'm gonna say. Just let them get their karma. Cause hey, karma, you can't escape that. Nobody can escape it. It don't matter. It's cause and effect. It's cause and effect. You can never escape it, man. See? Just be calm and just go home with life, man. That's all you can really do. For real.
It's like a movie.
That's beautiful. No lie. Wow. Man, our planet is magical.
Villanos.
I don't know, man. What do y'all think, man? Y'all think reptilians are real? Or is it time travelers? Whatever it is, they do not like us. That's all I gotta say. They do not like people who have their own freedom. They want control. They want control. That's all they want. Message to the man.
Are like butterflies. They go to the most beautiful garden. So don't run after butterflies. Build your most beautiful garden. Build your fullest life. And then choose the most beautiful butterflies inside and out. Girls are like butterflies.
I'm not gonna lie. That's the realest advice I heard on the internet. For real. Good advice. Now, this clip was funny.
Real quick update. Kai is a big humper. He's overstimulated, literally humping everyone. And a lot of the dogs did not like it. He is social, but he's more concerned about humping everybody than he is playing. I just wanted to give you a quick update.
Bro, dogs, some dogs be acting like humans, man. I'm telling you. Like, what? He was like, he knew exactly what she was talking about. That is funny. Effects of laughter.
The liver is an organ and a gland, and it weighs 3 pounds. It's the only thing in your body that's an organ and a gland. Now, what affects it? Anger, bitterness, laughter is the best medicine. We've heard that all our life, right? When you look at your commercial, when you coming on, when you laughing, if you didn't do nothing but just sit in the mirror for 4 hours, once a week and did that, healing starts. Healing starts. You see, when I laugh, I use certain muscles, and those muscles pinch certain nerves, and those nerves trigger an oil that's dropped into my body that keeps me younger. When I frown and tighten up, I use certain muscles, and those muscles pinch certain nerves that drops a gas into my body that will destroy the cell structure.
Let me ask you an important question, and I know you may not want to answer this.
I'll answer anything.
No, don't say it.
Please.
Have you found a cure to cancer?
Oh, I would not say, you're right. I would not say that. Yes.
Hey, man, laugh more. Hopes.
Kaiora Hora shaft in modern-day Russia was the last thing anyone expected to find built within a mountain. And I mean literally down the center of a natural mountain. Shafts like the Great Pyramid in Giza, and a strikingly similar design. First of all, this land is rugged and mountainous, difficult to travel in the first place. But someone, at some point in the distant past, cut that bitch down the center to create perfectly parallel opposing walls that travel 130 feet down. If that's not weird enough, the shaft opens up at the bottom into a 118-foot deep cauldron, a chamber within the womb of this mountain. Your ears are not playing tricks on you. This mountain was hollowed out. Beyond that are more tunnels and shafts that have not been explored, because getting around this first part is hard enough. Begging the question, the Kaiora Hora shaft.
I wondered how the ancient Egyptians cut granite, one of the hardest stones. No machines, just these little black rocks and lots of hard work. We know this from the unfinished obelisk here in Aswan, where one of the largest obelisks was ever commissioned, but unfortunately never finished. But lucky for us, because it's unfinished, we can actually see how they cut the stones out of the quarry. From what we understand, there was two crews, the cutting crew and the sanding crew. The cutting crew would dig these trenches around the side, and the sanding would flatten the surfaces. Super hard work. Have you ever...
Bronx, New York, St. Mary's Park.
The stone go into the dirt. You see how it go up?
I'm muted because I don't know what music he's playing, but let's just see what he's looking at. He's looking at some stone work. Okay, and then excuse me. Okay. The tree is still in the story.
Okay, guys. Walking outside to take the trash out
That's crazy.
would
That's
blow
a
your
tree.
mind if you saw this.
That don't look like a tree.
Why is there a giant just walking around in the middle of the night? Why is he there? He, she. Do you see it? I know I ain't tripping.
You're not tripping.
What would you do? You walk outside to take your trash out, and you see this just, roaming around late at night.
That's
What you
crazy,
think?
bro.
Let me know.
That's definitely a part of a giant cloaked or something. That is insane. That's supposed to be a tree. I don't know, man. That's crazy. Okay, can somebody tell me what this is? Is this a leaf? A giant leaf? What is this? You want to know what this is?
If you're asking me, what is used here as mattress? Where do people sleep?
This is a
This
mattress?
is our mattress. It's a 6x6. You don't need to. It doesn't even go anywhere. This one is durability.
No way that's a
Some of you are
mattress.
asking me, what is?
Our village mattress. So that's what they sleep on. Wow. The most impressive tree on earth.
There was once a drain pipe. There now only exists this tree, which started weaving its way up through that PVC plastic at the bottom, and now is really grown into a thick bundle of roots all the way up the side of this building. While we were trying to drain
Crazy.
rooftops, we instead gave nature a pathway to create a marvelous structure, which now is, contributing to the living and natural environment there. 4 out of 5.
The terrifying part about this situation is it's even bigger now. It's supposed to be a snake shedding the skin.
Oh, I don't know if that's real or not, but I'm pretty sure that's supposed to be a snake skin. And if I ever come across a snake skin that big, you can bet the only thing you're going to see of me is assholes and elbows. I'm out of there.
For real, man. That's crazy. That is insane. That goes to really like push it ahead. Like giants exist, man. That proves it.
Tape is probably the best invention ever. I mean, you can tape your door shut, and you can even tape a hole in the wall. You can even...
Bro, come on, man. Why? That is funny, though. We live aside and drop in, see us.
Hope y'all like the lecture.
Tupac exposed God and Jesus within black people in a youth.
Like Jesus, you know what I mean? I think I'm me because of black Jesus. I'm me because of God, you know. I have to repay for that blessing from black Jesus, from God. I have to pay for that by shining. I'm a shine. It's not mine. It's from God. It's God. Not that it's so special that nobody got it, but all of our gifts and blessings and our strengths and our weaknesses come from God. Come from black Jesus. So it comes from within you. You know what I mean? So it's not really tricky. Everybody can do it if they just can go to that spot. I guess all the things that happened to me in my life allow me to go there easier. Like Jesus, you know what I mean?
Since Landry, she says she's lived here her entire life, almost 80 years, been through just about everything.
Ain't no 80 years old.
Well, just about. I'm sorry, Miss Constance. 76 to be
No,
exact.
75.
75. Are you coming back to New Orleans and New Orleans East?
Is the elephant heavy? I'm coming back, baby.
Constance Landry, she
said 75. Don't get it right.
You told my niece last night she better stop before you beat her ass.
Why you saying? What the?
Lineman in the state. Did you ever spend any time on the field, Tom?
Yeah, I don't think you should never do that again. I thought you was gonna walk down the top steps. That was crazy. Don't let that cake boost your head up no more. Did you hurt yourself?
Eagle Scouts.
Yeah.
Eagle Scouts. Eagle Scouts.
Oh man. Hey, we all been there though. We thought we were superheroes, man. Look at the rucks in this place. Have you heard of sky ice? Check this out.
What they're doing in Antarctica and about the firmament. Y'all really want to know what they're doing in Antarctica and about the firmament and everything? They're mining sky ice. Stick around, you're going to want to hear this. I'm going to post a video after this that's going to explain it. I posted it yesterday. This is what's going on. They're mining sky ice. That's why they're in Antarctica. That's the whole deal. The firmament is made of this stuff, and I'm going to explain exactly what sky ice is. They say it's pure oxygen. That's not right. That's not true. There's something more to it. It's going to blow y'all's mind. Follow me for more. Stick around. I'm gonna start dropping stuff that I know. I've got a lot of information on this. I've been hanging on to it to protect my source. Hang around. I'm gonna teach y'all something. Question of the day right here that you don't see very often, for entertainment and educational purposes only. Pure speculation. So very, very few people wonder what that sky ice is made of. And I'm going to tell you, I've got a source. I can't reveal my source. I've got a lot of information, a lot of content on this. And there's been a few times that I've tried to make videos to upload this and it shuts my phone. I swear I'm going to do a video with my wife's phone of me doing this and it shuts my phone down. I'm going to try to make it through it one more time. So I'm wording it differently. I can only put so much information into it because when I get to a certain point every time, it shuts my phone. I've never seen it do anything like that. So water is H2O, 2 molecules of hydrogen, 1 molecule of oxygen. Okay, that's a liquid. When you break it down with a, you can use electrolysis to break it down into its natural forms, which is, hydrogen and oxygen. And hydrogen, they're gas then. So you take 2 gases, put them together, it makes a liquid, okay? Rewind back to the early 90s, Bob Lazar. He talked about how, and everybody thought it was a joke back then, but now that all this stuff's coming out, they're trying to bring it back to the forefront. Oh, what do you know? What do you know? What do you know? So he talked about element 115. It's not on our periodic table. He said that's the fuel that they used in these machines, these UFOs and these craft, the element 115. And, it creates the gravitational wave out in front. Just go look him up, and you'll see what I'm talking about. I can't go into it because I shut the video down. But anyway, that's what sky ice is made of, oxygen and element 115. That explains, allegedly, opinion only, educational, entertainment purposes. That will give you your answer as to why they're in Antarctica to begin with. Why are they up there? Everybody thinks there's something buried under the ice, or there's, it was originally Atlantis. There's all kinds of theories. Watch Transformers. There's some truth to all these movies. There's a little bit of element of truth in them. But that's why they're mining that stuff. That's what they propel all these vehicles with, free energy and everything.
In 1999, ABC aired a...
Did y'all hear about this? Implanting an AI chip in a prisoner?
This is wild. Cognify is a new concept for prison reform where criminals would have the choice to choose between spending tens of years behind bars or instead opt to have AI artificial memories implanted into their brain. The idea is to treat criminals like patients and permanently change their brain chemistry by implanting these artificial memories so that when they re-enter society, they are a new and completely reformed person who mentally cannot commit any more crimes. The way that it works is that depending on the severity of the crime, AI would design these false memories to be implanted that would make the person more empathetic, or in some circumstances, make them physically and emotionally feel the pain of their victims and their victims' families. Even though this process only takes about 7 minutes, to the subject, it would feel like it had been years. Last year, the United States government spent $8.7 billion of taxpayer money on the prison system. This whole process would cut that spend significantly, and we could use that extra money on healthcare, education, and other technology advancements. Not to mention, you would have a whole new group of rehabilitated.
Yo, that's crazy, man. How many? Okay, let's just say hypothetically, you did was in a situation like that. Would you do that? I don't think that, yo. At least you'd get out in 7 minutes. I'd rather do that than, that. But dang, that's something like out of Black Mirror, right? Sound like something out of Black Mirror. Bro, he's a clown, bro. Fire rainbow. This is crazy.
You guys get to see what Hawaii experienced, y'all? Oh my goodness. I mean, the Bible talks about fires in the sky being like, end time prophecy type stuff, but it never talked about fire rainbows, y'all. Look at this. This is amazing, y'all. Look, I got some birds coming in my, look at this. Look, the birds know. The birds be knowing. But yeah, look at this, y'all. Bro, if I didn't know better, I say God be, smoking that good, bro. Look at this. I mean, what do you, look at this. You cannot tell me this is not magical. This is beautiful. Look at this. I see a lady, huh? Look. Got the nose, got the lips, got the chin. Here's the neckline over here. Look at that, right? Like a majestic being. Let's zoom in a little bit more, y'all. But look at this, y'all. Why I look like those valleys in Arizona? You know what I'm saying? Those type of striations on this. But look at her. Look at the hair. Like the real meaning of ether. Y'all see that? That fire. That's amazing. That's so intense. And look how dark back here is. Y'all see that? And then towards sunset, this is what it looked like, y'all. Can you believe this? The earth is putting on a show for us. Y'all, look at these birds here in my yard, y'all. That's crazy. But oh my goodness, y'all. This is intense. This is amazing. Just look at that spectacle. This is what Dave Chappelle called magic dust. You know what I'm saying? Because it's got to be angel dust, right? The angels are doing this. Because look at this. This got to be the glory of God. This is amazing. It's like crazy. Something trying to rip through here. You see it? Something trying to come through. Yeah, I don't know how to say the name is Yukamihami Maui. This is in Hawaii, y'all. This is amazing. What an amazing time to be alive. I be telling y'all this, and y'all can literally see it. Something big is about to happen. Amazing things are taking place now. And you can still see the lady. It's like it's shapeshift, but you can still see, look at that. It's like ascended in a sense. But yeah, y'all, let me know what you guys think about this.
Did you know the sun setting is the symbol for Libra? And the scales of Libra represent the balancing of the sun between the summer and the winter, between the day and the night. A yearly cycle is a daily cycle. Spring is the morning, summer is midday, Libra is the evening, winter is the nighttime. And did you know your body is ruled by the zodiac signs? Libra rules your core, and the muscles in your core help anchoring your center of gravity, which gives you the ability to balance yourself, just like how Libra is the balancing scales. There's no way this is all just a coincidence. This is evidence that we live in a beautifully designed world, that the sun's rhythm and balance manifested in your body as the balancing core. Did you know the
for you. Blood kisses that you want. Yeah, you know this pussy fire. I don't fight for shit that's mine. Only one, and if I die, bitches love to want and cry. What it is, mama? Oh, you hurt and miserable. They is, yeah. Oh, you hurt and miserable. Mississippi. Oh.
Boom. Your brain is processing this pain, and you feeling deep hurt. Because the same part of your brain which processes physical pain, like I said, processes emotional pain. Now this deep hurt, okay, then translates to depression, because what happens is that adrenaline that this person used to make your heart feel is now decreased in the amount that is being emitted. So the neuroepinephrine, which this person once was stimulating through the anticipation, through your anticipation of this person causing you to be happy, which would cause you to release dopamine, now you're not anticipating on them making you happy. Now you fearful that they're going to make you sad and stressed. So instead of your body releasing adrenaline, it releases a chemical called cortisol. And so what cortisol does is it creates a chemical imbalance, but on top of that, it leads to depression, okay? Because now your heart is beating slower. So now you're falling into a depressed state, a state of anxiety, on top of the fact you're feeling physical pain, because remember, the anterior cingulate cortex aspect of your brain is processing the emotional trauma that you just went through. And so now this leads to a heart disease called cardiomyopathy. Cardio dealing with the heart, dealing with the blood system, of the circulatory system of the body, aka the blood, and then myopathy means a disease of the heart. So cardiomyopathy is a heart disease, and this is caused by many reasons, but one of the two reasons that we're going to deal with here is heartbreak, and we're going to deal with not only heartbreak, we're going to deal with excess substance and proteins in the blood that cause the heart arteries to become clogged up, that cause the heart muscles to tighten and swell due to stress, and it actually causes the heart to swell, and this can lead to heart attack, aka when somebody dies of a broken heart. So you can literally die from a broken heart. This is a literal fact. It's called cardiomyopathy. And so once that cortisol gets to being produced in an unbalanced volume, as well as the other chemicals, this helps to lead to cardiomyopathy. And so if somebody breaks your heart too bad, not only will you become depressed, not only will you suffer from anxiety, you can literally motherfucking die from a broken heart. So this is why it's not only important for you to forgive that person, but for you to forgive yourself, for you putting yourself in that situation.
See, he getting deep. That's what I like, because I was like, you feel me? You gotta understand people and just see the full picture on the shot. Like, I done been through that. Situations to where, like, feel me, you going through different relationship shit and you getting cheated on, whatever the case may be, lied to, whatever, and you feel me, nigga wanted to kill himself type shit. You heard, like, niggas just wanted to end it all. You heard, like, tweak, do all type of crazy shit, crash out, whatever. You heard, like, dead homies that I've been through it all. You feel me? Go on the streets, wild your people up, chase niggas down. You feel me? Just been through it all coming, stemming from a heartbreak, or feel me, even getting your heart broken by your peoples, your pops, your moms.
Down, boom.
That's real, man. You gotta, you know, you gotta forgive them, man. Just heal from it. That's why you never put your trust in no one. It don't matter who it is, man. I don't care how long you know them. Anybody will break your heart, man. Real.
Everything that you want, it exists. Now let me explain. You live in a three-dimensional world where those bubbles. However, everything that you want exists in the quantum realm. The only way for you to connect to the quantum is through your brain. Through your brain. It's the only way. The only way. So if you want something, it's because it exists in the quantum, but you can't see the quantum. That's where people lose faith. This is exactly what faith is. When people know that their dreams can become a reality just within time, those people are successful because they have faith in the things that they can't see. But I know you want it now. On Earth, we have time, but the quantum, there's no time. Some people get things quickly with no time because they're in alignment with the quantum. So let's say you want that blue star. Now, you must be in alignment with this blue star. Money, person, whatever it is. Positive thinking is attractive. It's attractive. Energy is attractive when you are in a positive state of mind. So when you are constantly thinking positive things, positive things, positive things, like I can achieve anything, I can achieve anything, I can achieve anything. Close your eyes and you can envision exactly what you want. It exists. Everything that you want, it exists. Now,
wow. Like a heartbeat. Like a heartbeat. Yo, he's a troll. He's a troll, bro. Hey, he got me. I ain't gonna. He got
Your boy looking.
You alright?
Show you why mass looting is gonna start soon. Dude, 12.44. Patties?
That's crazy.
Bro, 12.28 for some taquitos. Can't even afford eggs.
What?
Bro, $9.92 for a frozen pizza. The same price as the Uno's one, bro. Bro, frozen fish nugget bites, $6.62. For the pickles, bro. I don't even like pickles. You can keep them. Nah. Bro, is anything single digits? $2.78 for the 2-liter, bro. What? Bro, no. They really did that. Bro, what are you talking about? Bro, peanut butter. Like, bro, I gotta go. What's going on here? I'm gonna show you why mass looting is gonna...
Man, that's crazy. I mean, all that stuff not even good for us anyway, though.
So yesterday in Washington, D.C., a couple went to try to watch the new Captain America movie, and the roof in the movie theater collapsed in on them, y'all. The lady was sitting in the front row, and all the debris fell on her.
When this ceiling collapsed at the Liberty Cinema in Wenatchee, look at all the debris on the ground right here, covering rows of that movie theater. The movie was actually still playing. 2 people were there on Tuesday night watching Captain America when that ceiling came crashing down. I spoke with the battalion fire chief who responded to
The couple claims they heard crackling behind the screen, and when the guy walked up, the ceiling started collapsing, and since the girl was sitting down, it fell on her, and he got out of there unscathed. Now, they say everybody is okay, but where are the people, right? Now it brings me to this. Have you guys seen the trailer for the new movie Final Fantasy Bloodlines? They just put it out. What just happened in the Washington movie theater give me this vibe, where this tattoo artist just got done cleaning up, and he turns the fan on. Y'all, this is crazy.
Muted it.
Look at that. And it grabs his nose ring. This is crazy, y'all. And then to put this out this year, and now his shop is on fire. What just happened in that movie theater literally reminds me of this. Look at that. And as of late, people have been saying that they've been experiencing paranormal activities. So, was Final Destination a movie or a documentary, y'all? Let me know what you guys think about this video, y'all. Be telling.
Bro, I love these videos. I done gave that one for 16 years of my life. Everybody be so concerned for him. Like, they really be caring. Like,
there's a new day.
Man, I done dated one 16 years of my life. She done had a baby with my granddad.
Man, I'm so sorry.
15 years, man, I gave her.
Dude, I know how you feel, man. I'm sorry, man.
I'm so devastated, man. She going back and forth helping him get to the doctor the whole time. They doing it,
I'm so sorry to hear that,
devastating
man.
thing, yo.
Don't let it get you, man.
I'm trying not to. Do you think these belts like strong enough to it'll hurt if I hit somebody with it?
Oh yeah.
It will.
Oh yeah.
All right. I need something like that, man. And on top of that, they end up having twins.
Man, I am so sorry to hear
Twin,
that, man.
baby,
I know the hell you must be going through right now,
Man, I'm
man.
going through too much,
It just
man.
devastates your damn life, man.
Real talk, man. And I'm trying not to just do nothing crazy, man.
Man, look, be for you, man.
I'm gonna be
Let
for
the
me,
rest
man.
of it go and be for you. Don't do anything stupid, because karma has a way of coming back at people.
Yeah, it do.
It'll come back to
That's
you,
why,
man.
that's why I need the belt right here, man.
Dude, look. My best wishes and blessings upon you, man.
Thank you, man.
Because I know that's a lot to go through. I went through it too.
Thank you, man. You went through the same thing?
Yes, sir.
Oh my God.
the same. He's lying about that. I don't know about that one, sir. Y'all, come on. He feel like he's just trying to make him feel better. The truth about Kanika Jenkins' case.
That girl, Kanika Jenkins, who went to the hotel party with her friends, and the next morning they found her dead in the freezer. And y'all remember how everybody speculated that it was her friends that set her up and put her in the freezer? Mm-mm. And this happened in 2017, so this was like 7-8 years ago, and the police are just now releasing what really happened. So there's a paper of the witness explaining what happened. Y'all know when the police investigate them, they document all that shit. Now, the paper didn't give us the name of the witness, it was covered up, but it did give us the name of the man who unalived Kanika, and his name was Macho. I think that's how you pronounce it. So at the Crown Plaza Hotel where all this took place, there was a midnight security guard named Macho. And the witness was Macho's homeboy. So the witness would go up to the hotel in the middle of the night, like twice a week, to smoke with Macho during his break. So they would go to the kitchen area that was closed and smoke in the cooler. So the witness said at around 3 o'clock in the morning, during their session, some drunk chick walked in the cooler, which was obviously Kanika. And the witness said Kanika walked up to Macho, recognizing him, saying, "What you doing here, Macho?" You know, just being your average drunk person. And Macho was like, "Oh, what you doing here?" And Kanika was like falling to the side. She was talking with her eyes closed. And she had said, "These bitches taking too long with my shit. I need some fresh air," which is why she went into the cooler. And she told Macho she feels funny, and Macho said, "I can make you feel better," and started grabbing her by her waist, taking her pants off. And you know, Kanika is drunk, so she ain't got a clue in the world what's going on. And she kept asking Macho what he was doing, and he just kept raping her. And you know, she was drunk, so she didn't really have any energy, so she couldn't like resist, like, you know, she was just limping. And Macho wanted to go again, and he started like doing crazy shit, like biting Kanika. She finally got some energy and smacked him. So Macho got so mad that Kanika smacked him, he like slammed her on her face, and she started bleeding. And after Macho did all that, he threw her body into the freezer, closed the freezer, turned the freezer on, and they all just left her there. And that's sad as fuck, because this whole time we thought it was her friends. It wasn't even her friends that did that. But her friends should have checked on her.
Yeah.
A real friend would have went and checked on her. So regardless, her friends are still wrong. And her friends still play a huge role in why she died, because they weren't checking on her.
Exactly.
They wasn't, "Kanika, where you going?" They just let her wander off drunk. And whenever you see a drunk girl, regardless if it's your friend or not, you never let her walk away by herself. Ever. And this is why.
That's sad, man. It's for educational purposes on YouTube. They say Kanye got 5 to 6 different clones.
Kanye, you have
Well,
love
I
for him?
met like 5 or 6 different Kanye.
Do you remember when
The
he was a
first
nerd?
4 was the first 4 was awesome. The last 2 was a little bit.
Couldn't you be like, do a Steve Harvey, be like, enough of this foolishness?
No, music is sort of like a mind your business thing.
How's Kanye?
If you ever find yourself stranded in the Pacific Ocean, you're already doomed. But if you find yourself stranded and floating towards this island, just know that you're never coming back to civilization. This is Vostok Island. Vostok Island, from what you can see, looks like a dark hole. But if you're looking from the side, this is what you see from it. It is an inhabitable land. Nobody lives here. The trees are super high, like 30 meters high. Like that's like 98 feet high. And the tree, they're called Paisania trees, nicknamed the bird catchers, pretty much meaning their long, sticky seeds can trap seabirds and prevent them from flying.
Damn.
So they catch the birds, and then they eat the birds. But they not really eating the birds, they just ain't letting the birds off the island. So the ants are eating the birds, or whatever's in the grass, the roaches or whatever. But you're not getting off that island. You ain't eating them birds either. All in all, ain't no reception here. Ain't no Wi-Fi here. Ain't nothing you gonna be able to do here. Some snakes that probably ain't been discovered. And if you find yourself here, just stay on the boat. If you ever find yourself stranded.
You were meant to find this video. Are you not curious about why we are told that all ancient marvels like these were built with basic tools like chisels and hammers? Today, we dive into where this incredible knowledge came from. It all stems from the land of Mu, a massive continent conveniently left out of mainstream history books. This is where it gets much deeper. There is an article by the Courier Journal that came out in 1925, nearly 100 years ago, and it detailed Colonel Church's records. It mentions that some people were brought to India by flying machines from this land called Mu. These records also claim that Mu is the motherland of mankind and the home to the Garden of Eden. This is where it relates to all these buildings. In Mu, they had cities with palaces made from marble. They mastered the quarrying and transporting of gigantic stone blocks. Sounds like ancient Egypt to me. But they also carved those blocks into weird resemblances of human faces. What does this sound like to you? The records go on to suggest that the people of Mu navigated the air and sailed to distant lands with this rich cargo. But here is where it gets even crazier. This shows that the technology of flight existed long before the Wright brothers. Their story of creating the first plane in the 1800s is a massive lie. The information was stored for centuries and slowly released to us. Secondly, the records mention that Mu is... You were meant to find this video. Are you not?
Every time I go to get in my car, there's something wrong with it.
You taking too long. I'm ready.
Every time I open the door, that's all I hear.
Can you take me to Walmart? Because I'm hungry.
Every time I go to get in my
These are the ancient Hebrew gold plates found in Panama. Let's keep going.
The first Gawd scroll parchment from Tomb 13, translated into English from Egyptian and Hebrew. The Egyptian hieroglyphics make up a Hebrew word, or words, and names. Each Egyptian hieroglyphic is drawn in a method to read in a Hebrew pronunciation letter, so when reading the Egyptian hieroglyphics, it will form Hebrew words and names. It forms the letter Y. Spells out the name Jeremiah. If you look at the hieroglyphics, Jeremiah or Almar. After looking at the hieroglyphics, it reads, Jeremiah said, various records of continual timeline of different authors preserved on the alpaca 2B, alpaca skin roll.
Jeremiah was a major prophet in the Hebrew Bible, and also the Hebrew Bible was written on animal skins. Let's keep going.
And here we have one of the items that was found in the Kasikan tomb. Here we have a parchment scroll with hieroglyphics that we were able to translate.
And there's the mountain rising above the clouds.
So here we are at the cave of the Kasiki Malchia, the tomb actually. This area here was covered in the stones. You can see some of the stones here that were covering this hole, and they've been removed, revealing another entrance to the tomb. The tomb, Kasiki Malchia. Come with me down into the tomb. We'll look around. Let's see what's down here.
Lots of gold pieces found in here too, but one of the main universities in the country seemed to have gotten authority to take those away and to protect them somewhere. But this is jade stone. This is beautiful.
Jadeite is a type of jade. Jade, fitted in a breastplate, was worn by Hebrew high priest. Let's keep going.
We have urns. From here, look at this. This is beautiful.
Yes, some Hebrews have urns in tombs.
Some of the scrolls have been written in ancient Egyptian, Phoenician, and Hebrew languages. The official file registered to this item is alpaca 2B.
We know the truth.
You see how tough Yankee can do right now? See, this be robot. His name be Marty. Marty, how you doing? Marty, can you come over? So that's a robot, right? I just called it name Marty, and it's coming over. Right now, you catch here. Nobody there will go fi help you. If you talk to this robot, will go fi help you. No human beings, Charlie. This be how young kids they get to these days. No joke. Oh. Marty, how you doing?
I'm fine. Do you need any help?
Charlie, you see how tough Yankee.
They putting something in the air. This not snow.
Yeah, check this out.
Sky ice.
Friends with a few of them. They had two different kinds of ice they worked on and studied. This is where it gets interesting. One kind of ice was the normal kind that we've all seen. They took cores of it out of boreholes in the ground. Just like normal ice, it was mostly clear and sometimes white, and it would melt into liquid water if it got warm. The whole area of Antarctica is covered in this kind of ice. But that wasn't their main kind of ice. The only time I ever saw them actually studying normal ice was when a film crew from National Geographic came by. The rest of the time, which was most of the time, the scientists were studying something they called sky ice. This stuff was totally different. We were never allowed to go into the laboratory areas of the station because the labs had to be kept super clean, and they said it would mess up their work if they risked letting too many people in the lab. But one time, one of the researchers that I was friends with showed me a piece of sky ice. You couldn't touch the stuff with your bare hands because it was so cold. And it wasn't clear or white like normal ice. It was solid blue. He said that's why they call it sky ice, because it was the exact same color as the sky. We had to wear thick, heavy going outside gloves to handle it. The stuff was so cold, it would instantly freeze your skin if you touched it. I don't remember what the temperature he said it was, but it was something like hundreds of degrees below zero, way colder than the normal ice that was outside. He had to carry it in a metal bottle that was kind of like a thermos. He let me play with the piece of it for a while. It felt lighter than a piece of normal ice of the same size, like it wasn't very heavy at all. It almost felt like you could throw it up in the air and it would just float back down. But I didn't try that. And it was also a little flexible when I tried to bend it. It didn't break like normal ice would. And even for a small piece, you could see through it. It was solid blue right from the surface. And here's the really weird part. It didn't melt into water. When it got warm, because we had it inside, it just started to shrink. It got smaller and smaller, but my glove never got wet. And there was no water on the floor. The stuff just turned into thin air when it got warm and vaporized. He said that was the reason why they had to study the stuff right there in Antarctica. You couldn't take the sky ice back to America to study it because it was almost impossible to keep it cold enough during transit. And then they shared a verse right here where it says, "And above the firmament that was over their heads was the likeness of a throne, as the appearance of a sapphire stone. And upon the likeness of the throne was the likeness as the appearance of a man."
This is how colors change as you go deep underwater. Look at the red. The red don't look the same. It's like it's becoming more like dull. Bro, DoorDash and bro, DoorDash and a U-Haul. In a U-Haul. That's crazy.
She better not get out of this truck with my food. And she is going to get out this truck with my food.
I mean, $20 a day.
That's funny.
20 out of her earnings.
I am. This nigga, and then it's under a girl. Nah, nigga, I see you.
You might think that this person is making some forbidden soup, but he's actually growing crystals at home. Bismuth metal is first melted in a heat-resistant bowl at a temperature of around 271 degrees Celsius. As the metal cools, impurities and oxidation form a top layer, which must be scraped away to ensure the resulting crystals are pure and vibrant. Once the metal starts solidifying, an object, like a metal rod, is placed at the center to serve as a nucleation point, allowing the crystals to form in a controlled and organized way. Holes and gaps are then carved at the edges of the bowl so that any remaining liquid bismuth can be poured off, leaving behind the solid formations. Once completely solid, well-defined crystal formations are carefully removed from the bowl, resulting in a bismuth crystal with mesmerizing hues and unique geometric formations.
Wow.
You might think that this person is making...
That's dope. He's breaking down water. The more you know.
Y'all pay attention. This is about water and what happens when water freezes. I don't know if y'all really understand that water takes forms and images of what it sees. Y'all can go look that up, but check this out. Y'all see all this right here? All these lines right here, the ice and milk. I mean, on the frozen up. Look what they're doing. You see that behind me? All these corners on the house. That's what they're doing. It's mimicking and they're drawing out the house. It's trying to best see that corner right there and all that. So now let's get around to the front of the truck. You see this right here? How these lines all scribbled all everywhere, and they come from the trees. You know what I'm saying? So the trees, they're trying to do this image and do the copy shape of the trees. Y'all can learn that. Y'all can.
That's interesting. That's deep, man. I never looked at it like that. How many of y'all looked at it like that? I know water is intelligent, and I'm pretty sure it got like some type of consciousness, right?
All right, everybody hear me out. I am 100% definitely not going to hear you out on this. That's a beluga whale. That's weird as heck. I didn't realize they had a 20-pack. Did you?
We've got a 30-pack. Is it possible for the sea currents to work on a flat Earth?
Start by taking off this dome here. Just set it over here for now. Alright, starting with the base, I have 3 magnets, and as you see, south is pointed upwards, which works out perfectly for a compass. Now, I've tried 4 magnets around here, but a lot of people think of Earth as a ring magnet, and some people think of it as a magnetic pump. Well, it actually could be both. And what we'll do is set you up here and we'll get started on this. You zoom in so you can, hopefully you can see better. Starting to get a little dark here. Turn on some lights. Try that. Alright, the first thing I'll do is I'll add some salt water to the center, and being careful not to go over the contents. Now, I've seen something like this from a YouTuber named Everybody's Eye. It had nothing to do with Flat Earth, and he doesn't even believe in Flat Earth. And seeing that was 2 years ago, at the time I didn't either. But now, it seems the more and more I hear about globe Earth, the more ridiculous it sounds. Alright, now I'm going to hook up my terminals to the negative will go to the outer ring, and the positive to the center. Then with my battery charger, I'm going to turn this on a 10 amp setting. That's 12 volts, of course. Oh, and so we can see what's going on here, and add a little bit of pepper. All right, I'll let this run a little bit, and you can see how the currents work. By turning this, it'll actually, it seems like it times it, so the water will actually move a little bit differently. But anyway, take a look at it. Let me know what you think in the comments, and thanks for watching.
Trying to understand it. How many of y'all seen this movie yet?
To go see this movie, and you guys, the dots are connecting. They tell you the truth in media, right? So this movie is called Captain America: A Brave New World. Just the title alone, Brave New World, is throwing little gems. If you've watched any of my previous videos, you know I talk about all these different worlds, aka domes. We're right here inside the ice wall. Do you see all these other worlds? Well, there's a scene in this movie that talks about one of the worlds that I was telling you guys about, and that is the Celestial Lands. I was telling you guys how the Celestial Lands could not be penetrated by the Anunnaki. No matter what technology they used, no matter what nuclear power they used, they could not get in. And if they did make it in, they were instantly pulverized. The only thing that could make it inside the Celestial Lands was our inner energy. Obviously, the soul would be separated from the body. And that's why the Anunnaki try so hard to manipulate and control our energies so that they can gain access to the Celestial Lands. So during one of the scenes in the movie, the president is actually telling everybody about the Celestial Island. And look at it. It is a dome, you guys. So now he's about to tell you what was found inside that island. He says its potential applications in tech, medicine, and defense are immeasurable. And it's even more indestructible than vibranium, which is just letting you guys know you can't just penetrate that shit. And they call this discovery adamantium. So Marvel says adamantium is a virtually indestructible man-made steel. It's so strong that it can withstand multiple nuclear explosions or blows from the most powerful superhuman without damage. Now, the only difference is the Celestial Lands are not man-made. But they're basically telling you how they cannot penetrate this dome. And when you look at the word, it actually has Adam in it. The etymology of the word Adam is the first man, the progenitor of the human race, meaning that everything started here at the Celestial Lands. Our energy left here and possessed flesh bodies. So this is where it all started, and this is where it will end. Our energy will return to source. The tree of life was at the center of our dome. When we die, our souls are supposed to return to the tree of life and then out back to the Celestial Lands. But when the tree of life was destroyed and cut down, our souls could no longer escape the dome. That's why we experience reincarnation. We're trapped here. This was destroyed on purpose to keep us here to continue using our energy for manipulation. And then there's the end credit scene at the end of the Captain America movie. The beast creature guy from behind the bars tells Captain America, "You think this is the only world?" Okay, so I just went to go see this movie, and
I gotta check this movie out, man. How many of y'all seen this? I gotta check this movie out now. Okay. But he's right. This isn't the only world. You're right. They see, they always put the truth in the movie every time, man. All right, y'all. That's gonna do it for today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed that. Got something from it. I'll be back with another video. Y'all stay tuned. Peace out.